Welcome to Upvoted TIFU, where OP Smulin writes, I'm a 24-year-old female that's currently studying to become a florist. My program contains a number of work experience periods, where we usually work in flower shops for a month, to then go back to school for a month, and so on. Now happens to be one of those periods, so I'm working at a flower shop in my nearest city. I've been there before, so I already know both the owner and the employee. Let's call her Jessica. Yesterday, not today, I know, but close enough, was a hot summer day with quite low customer activity. I worked with Jessica, and we decided to go out to the area where they keep the outdoor plants to trim them. Well, some of them really needed a trim, so I got to work. For the most part, I only used my fingers to pinch off the dried flowers and ugly leaves, but when that didn't do the trick, I used my beloved floral scissors. Let's say they are very, very sharp. I worked on that for maybe 30 minutes, took a tea break with Jessica, and went back at it again while she went inside to serve some customers. This time I noticed that my feet were starting to hurt from prolonged standing, so I lowered into a crouch-sitting position to give them a short break. I continued switching between my hands and the scissors in this position, and put the scissors on the floor beside me whenever I didn't need them, with my eyes fully fixated on the plant. After a while, I started to feel uncomfortable in my now crouching position, so I adjusted to change the pressure points, and in the blink of an eye, I felt a sharp sensation in my right butt cheek, while I heard the fabric of my favorite short jumpsuit rip. Did I just stab myself by sitting on a pair of freaking scissors? How's that even possible to place it with the clipping parts upright in perfect stabbing position without even looking? It can't be. I pulled out the scissors by instinct and dropped them on the floor. Still not sure if it went inside or just poked my exterior skin, when I spotted a tiny amount of blood on my finger. I then rushed in as fast as I could with my right hand awkwardly holding onto my butt cheek to find Jessica all by herself at the counter. Luckily, all the customers had already been served. I told her I just sat on my floral scissors, and I asked her to take a look to see if it went through, while I rolled up my right short to expose my butt. After a quick inspection, she confirmed that I sure had two pretty deep cuts in my butt, while she grabbed some tissues to stop the bleeding. To my surprise, it neither hurt that much or bled a lot, which just made the whole situation humorous. She cleaned the area the best she could, and she patched me up with the Band-Aids while we laughed, before temporarily closing the shop to drive me to the nearest hospital. It's a 5-minute drive. I entered the healthcare center, took a queue ticket, and waited patiently for my turn, hoping that I wouldn't feel blood trickling down my leg anytime soon. I laughed when I told the woman at reception what happened, and I noticed her attempt to not show her amusement too. To my luck, someone canceled their appointment, which made it possible for them to take me in within minutes. I asked the nurse how deep the cuts were, and she told me she could take a photo of them to show me if I would like to. I accepted the offer, thinking that she would take it with my phone, but she took it with what I assume was her work phone, while I hinted a quick smirk at her face. Something is telling me that we aren't the only people who laid our eyes on that picture. I hope I'm right, because it looked quite hilarious. To wrap this up, I got 3 stitches on each wound, a shot of tetanus vaccine, a follow-up appointment, a good laugh, and it didn't cost me a dime. I'm incredibly thankful for the free healthcare in my country. Sitting, especially on a toilet, is a literal pain in the ass. I have a bit of trouble walking and some sensory loss in one area. But overall, 10 out of 10 stabbing experience. I still have no clue how I managed to pull this off, but I hope I'll learn to be more aware of my surroundings before sitting down. And that was an upvoted TIFU story by OP Smulin. Now go out there, have a great day, and don't fuck it up.